there is something we need to discuss. I have seen some of the horny ReZero posting that has been going around. And I know it's November, so I get it. It's November. It's that time of the year. But for the love of God, there are some things that you need to keep between yourself and your internet service provider. I don't need to know where you want to put your tongues. I don't need to know the amount of clapping that you want to do. And I don't need to know the 20 seconds of stamina that you have in your hip thrusting and abdominal muscles. I don't need to know. But for the love of God, some of the posts that I'm not even part of these pages and communities and following these people. I'm just getting the spillover that's making its way through the outer rim, and I shouldn't even be using that word, but the outer circle of the community, because I'm avoiding spoilers. So I'm not in the inner, I don't even want to call it circle, because you guys will loot it. My God. And the only saving grace that you guys have is the fact that Capella is over 50 years old. Because if she wasn't, you guys would basically be MT fans. And you don't want to be MT fans. Like, those are the people you in no way want to be associated with. That's something that unfortunately sticks and you can't get it off. You can take a shower as much as you want. Like, you can't get rid of that. So, my God. Cool. Okay, I hope I got my message across. We gotta watch Break Time because there's a lot of context and I'm hearing that's important to the main story, which isn't included in the main story, but it's included in Break Time, which hasn't even been translated for English. So thank you very much, Polkit, for translating that, staying up for fucking 10 hours and translating it. And I hear that Crunchyroll didn't even translate or release the episode on time. So the fan translations were out before the paid translation, which half the time has errors in it. I mean, that says a lot, right? Crunchyroll in a nutshell. Other than that, yeah. But one thing before we did do that, someone posted, I'm sorry that I don't have it on the screen, but someone posted in the previous reaction about Garfiel and how bad he felt about not being able to heal Mimi while he was getting her, to help. And I'm just sort of sitting there going, he shouldn't feel bad about that because he did the equivalent of first aid. He provided what medical care he could on the spot to keep her alive until he got her to a medic, who in this case was, Felix. You shouldn't feel bad about that. That's what you're supposed to do. If you can't fix the person up, you're supposed to get them to help and keep them alive. And that's exactly what he did. So you shouldn't feel bad about that. And I particularly like how, I call him Beast Bro, the big wolf-looking guy with the muscles, when Garfield was sort of down on himself and he was sort of like sitting down and questioning himself and falling apart and everything. And it was kind of like, thank you for looking after her. You saved her life. You brought her here. You did it good. I really sort of like how he did that to reassure him, because Garfield was basically shattered at that point. He was like, I failed. I screwed up. I couldn't fight. I couldn't protect her. I couldn't heal her. She almost died. It's because of me. Like, all these things are going through his head. And that's not a good place to be in. After a 20-second skirmish, which isn't even the fight, and the enemy's at the doorstep, and it's going off, and it's popping off, and everything. You don't want to be there. And so it was really nice to actually see Beast Bro do that, and sort of get Garfield sort of back in the game, and get his head back in the game. And if people are going to criticize Garfield for anything, it should actually be the awareness before that happened, rather than the actions he took after it happened. They walk into, it's not a courtyard, but it's sort of where one of the gates are, and the flooring is stone or marble or whatever it is, so it's sort of like white, and the people in the robes, clearly in contrast, are in like purple and red and colors that sort of stand out, and then you've got these egg things, and you've got blood and everything, and they're just walking into this sort of courtyard, this opening, and they don't notice any of this until they're basically there, you know, right in the thick of it, and then they're sort of like, what's going on? Oh shit, you know. If there's anything you could take away from that, it's keep your eyes open. You know? You're taking the wrong turn into a dark alleyway in the middle of night, and the shadows are coming over you, and no one can see you, no one can hear you, and you're not paying attention, and you bump into something, and you're like, oh, this isn't good. You know, like, if anything, that should be something you can take away from it. But regarding his actions when that happened, I don't think you can blame him for that. I mean, maybe if there's anything, and I would probably have to rewatch, but maybe he had the idea of attack them once and get the F out of there, right? You know, press them a little bit, get them on the back foot, get them defensive, and then use that as an opportunity to get out. And I don't know if that's what Garfiel actually did, but take into consideration that if he wasn't able to run as quickly as he could, if he wasn't as agile, if he wasn't as this, if he wasn't as that, they would probably be dead. So there's all these factors that go into the situation. You know, like, okay, his healing wasn't... He's not a healer. There's not much he could do about that, unfortunately. He had some healing, thankfully, you know, and he's probably going to spend a lot of time learning how to heal better. But you got to remember that Garfield is basically a child. And he hasn't had any formal training. He was in that village, and he was protecting the village because he didn't want to lose anyone the way he lost his mother. And he felt that if people tried to leave the village or try to break the seal to leave the village, they would also die the way he thought his mother died, you know. So he's still a kid. So, you know, shouldn't beat himself too much about that. But it was really nice to see. It was overall a good episode. But at this point, they're just throwing archbishops at us like a buffet. And oh my god, I hate Reggie. I just wanna, oh my god, I actually have like, there was a little meme, someone actually mentioned him, and there was this perfect reply that I had to it. I'm just scrolling up really quickly in the thread. Here, I found it. It's this one. F Reggie. F him. Like this shit. Like, has anyone ever seen Homestuck? There's that guy, the red guy, that just keeps talking about his rights and shit, and about society. F him with a chainsaw. That motherfucker. I hate Reggie. So it's kind of insane how Reggie went from this character that it was like, hey, here's this guy that's on the opposite of the spectrum to Subaru. You know, I'm going to support him because like anything, like any sort of, you know, without getting political, like any sort of election, you don't get votes. The other person loses votes. And so because I don't want to vote for Subaru, I literally vote for anyone that's against him. And a wild Reggie appears and he wants Emilia and he doesn't care about Subaru. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my chips in with this guy. And then he pulls a Reggie and undresses Emilia and like all this other shit happens. And I'm just like, oh god, you disgusting piece of shit. Like, I can't, I just, ugh. Like, yeah, let's not even go there. F Reggie with a chainsaw. That guy has no rights. That guy isn't a person. No rights. Ugh. I don't even want to know. Let's watch Break Time. Ugh. Brazen bull that bastard. That's it. Okay, no subtitles? So I'm guessing the subtitles are built in? Yeah, they're built in. Cool shit! I don't get it. When did he lose his mind? When was he said what? Holy shit, he's become self-aware. I need to be careful about how I phrase things. Where was that? Like 2.5 seasons ago. Jesus Christ. Well, as soon as he told her that he comes away from a faraway place, Priscilla's like, I also own that. I don't know about this Japan place, but I own it. I don't know about this Earth thing, but I own it. Whatever that Milky Way thing is, I own it. Really? That was it? That was his entire interview? That was fairly straightforward. That was it? That was it? These things are weird. At least it's not the auto diary. The auto diary, I will never recover from that. I want my lifespan back. That was a waste of my lifespan. I didn't need to know those things about where he keeps his coins in his hat. Unless that plays a critical part in the story where they're attacked by the Loch Ness Monster at some point and it's asking for 350 and the thing to save the world is Otto having 350 in his hat. Unless something like that happens, that knowledge in no way helps me at all. It's just a waste of brain space. Why do I need to know that? Why does anyone need to know that? Who decided it was a good idea to animate that? Instead of, I don't know, literally anything else. Whatever. I'm not gonna waste any more time on that. Isn't this place flooded? Oh, it was. Wait, so it just got flooded and the water went out? Fair enough. I was kind of expecting the whole place to be flooded and stay flooded. Not like flooded and then let the water out. I mean, I guess they can do that. Where's the big section in the middle? Did it get destroyed? Because I thought there was like a giant tower in the middle of this whole thing and now it's gone. Huh. Guess they really didn't build it as well as they could. Oh well. Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to use the forced styling. Well, that's forced styling, so I've disabled it, so it's all good in the hood now. Can we give her a dress that isn't the equivalent of a long towel? I like how she's not questioning the fact that that's her husband now. She's questioning the fact that he's an archbishop. My god, the indoctrination has already started. He's more like a teenager. Oh, for a second I thought it was drowning, but then I realized that he has some of the dragon blood in him, so that's probably causing him to hallucinate. I like her. So the dragon blood is incompatible with whatever he has, which I'm going to assume is the smell from Satella, which is what all the mana beasts see, which is why they're so attracted to him. So the dragon blood is incompatible with Satella. So I'm going to assume the dragon blood is probably a little bit of witch factor. You're a dragon now, Subaru. Does it not hurt? It's healing. Oh god. Doesn't it also turn them into flies? I'm sorry, when they said something about a dragon, I automatically thought of Veldora. I have brain rot. Hmm? Can you please stop stabbing him? It's freaking me the fuck out. And thank you. Thank you for gifting the sub, kind sir. I'm actually more scared of, like, AIDS. Because I have a feeling you're not the first person she stabbed with that thing. Actually, Subaru getting AIDS could be entertaining. You know what I really actually like? You remember that poster for Re Zero? Let me find it really quickly. I actually didn't notice it. I feel like an idiot. But I didn't actually notice it. Here, let me find the Season 3 poster. One sec. I have the Season 3 poster somewhere. Here. I didn't actually notice it. Look at his bloody leg. That's his leg in the Season 3 poster. Although, isn't the right leg the one that got hit, not the left? So I'm a little bit... Right? It was his... Right? Yeah. So his right leg got hit. But for some reason, his left leg on the poster is this. I don't get it, but... Yeah, the poster. Please tell me they didn't F up the poster. They've been messing up their rights and lefts a lot this season. Are you serious? How did no one pick up on this? Bruh. I mean, I didn't notice it, so it's fine. But, like... Bruh. So let me get this straight. They opened up the floodgate of water and all the citizens ran to safety. And then they closed the floodgate. So killing the citizens and destroying the city wasn't their objective. Their objective could have been to get all the citizens in one place. And who has a proximity-based witch factor? They're all gonna die. Hello, Miss Hachan. Your sushi is on the table.
Are you in a big screen?
I am in a big screen. Are you crawling? You're crawling under the screen.
To get the sushi.
That is so cute. She doesn't want to be seen because she just took a shower. Yeah, 3 salmon avocado and 3 spicy chicken.
So I eat like one each?
No, they're all yours.
No, yours.
No, they're all yours.
Did you eat?
Yes, I did.
How much?
Enough. Just take them.
It's gonna get dry, so
Then eat them.
Oh my god, I had coffee left.
Just take it with you.
Enjoy, guys.
Bye. There are bunkers around the city. Here's the thing. Sometimes things that can keep you safe by you being inside them can also be used to keep you imprisoned. Isn't that 4? Like, that's 3. That's 4. I thought that... Oh, they added 3 demands. So the original demand was the witch. Okay. Well, I mean, we can give them one of the demands. It's not a big deal. But the first 3 are going to be a bit tricky. 1, because the witch is under the city. 2, I don't think anyone knows what the tome is. I like her. You see, Priscilla is starting to strike me as someone that is incredibly capable, but she doesn't want to do anything because that would be boring. So she just wants to see all the ants get to work and do the work, even though she could probably do it herself or get someone to do it. But that's boring. Oh, no, this one on the right seems pretty cute. It's got, like, little ears and everything. It's like a little dog. I mean, with razor-sharp teeth, but it's a little dog. Ah! What the fuck is she, a Genshin Impact character? Well, that's utter bullshit! So she's using a giant heavy claymore as a slicing implement. Which is not actually what they're built for. What the hell? So his reward was to watch you. I don't think I could, like, live with that amount of CBT in my life. Like, that's just too much. There's just too much. She probably has chastity belts and everything. I just couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. Yeah, probably strong enough. Really? You've never been in a bomb shelter while places are getting bombed, Subaru? This must be a first time for you. Ah, he's starting to feel wrath. Remember what I was saying about getting all the citizens in one place? Wait, so pain can snap you out of it? So she's able to use magic in her voice? Wrath, you need to kill this one. Wrath, all you have to do is block the front door. These things normally don't have a second door for escaping. Eventually, they'll run out of oxygen. Or water. Just block the door. Get some concrete or something. Ooh, the witch cult banner. It's like the Eye of Sauron. Reggie, you shouldn't be wearing white. You're not very pure. You should be wearing baby poo green. It perfectly encompasses your personality. Don't thank him, Emilia! Kill yourself. So he had like 80, like 10 or 15 years ago with Pandora, and now he's up to 200 something. What the fuck? How'd they die? You didn't feed them, did you? Manual labor? I mean, if this is how you treat them, no wonder they're dying. Jesus, the devil is in the details. Oh god. Oh god, she's dead. Did you notice how she just closed her eyes? She basically accepted it. She's like, well, I get to go now. She didn't even try to move out of the way. She's literally broken. Like, her spirit's completely gone. She's got no reason to live. The release of death is just like, you know. Yeah, that's how abuse works. No, marriage is just consumerism and buying expensive things that have little to no value. You know, marriage, when it comes, like, and the industry surrounding it, and also old people, like nursing homes, some of the most profitable things you can think of. You know why? No one questions cost. You can't put a price on the comfort of your parents in their final years. And you can't put a price on love. Which is why the helium balloons cost $15 each. Yeah! Eat him! Is it Julius? Ah, god damn it. Couldn't you just wait like 5 seconds? I'm not. So, how was your battle with Roy Boy? You know, you really should wipe off the blood on the blade before you sheath it, because you don't want the inside of your sheath to be covered with blood, because the iron in blood can actually cause rust on your blade. She got kidnapped, didn't she? Yep, she got kidnapped. Did she also get Princess Peached? I mean, to be fair, for him, it's on the leg, so it's probably taking a little time to sort of get to the head. For her, it's on her face, and her brain is right there. So she's getting the full brunt of the attack straight off the bat. Emilia, I demand that you sing Let It Go. I want whoever decided to open that gate to get a raise. You don't have any rights! I love how he's talking to his co-workers like that. He's literally talking to Lust. And he's doing that. How have they not killed him yet? Even I want to kill him. And I've just been here for like 20 minutes. I wouldn't work with this guy. I'd kill him. No, but seriously, before we get to that, look at the size of those subwoofers. It's like we have this beautiful traditional instrument, and now we put subwoofers on it. Yeah.
率直に聞かせてもらうわ。ベアトリスちゃんは人工精霊やね。そうだ。ベアトリスは人工精霊だよ。ずいぶん素直に話すんやね。敵が誰狙いかって話なんだ。これを隠してたら利的行為ってやつだろ。利的行為。せやね。ほんとその通りや。その流れでもう一つ話しておきたいことがある。奴らのもう一つの条件。英知の書についてだ。詳しく聞こうか。その本のことだけ何も情報がなくて困ってたんよ。英知の書ってのは魔女教が持ってる福音書のタイプ。元になった完成なんて話だ。それは誰から聞いた？救った魔女に。魔女から直接。本当の話なのかそれは。本気も本気だよ。会って話して騙されてはめられていろいろあったアイデアなんだよ。
Yeah, you drank her pee. How did it taste?
で、その英知の書は2冊あったんだが、2冊とも燃えて灰になった。だからもうこの世には残ってないはずなんだ。本が燃えたこと、魔女教は知らん可能性があるわけやね。ああ、そうだな。で、最後の一つが銀髪の乙女と結婚式ってわけだ。
I think it's pretty safe to assume that they can accept those conditions. I mean, there's nothing of loss. You can always nullify the marriage later as long as it's not consummated.
勘違いメンヘラ野郎どもは何一つあいつらなんかに連れて言われるかよ。夏樹くんの言う通りや。魔女教の要求は一個も危険。うちは桐高さんから町のことを頼むって託されてる。けれど行方不明や。せやからうちは答えなんだな。貸し借りはきっちりと。それがカラルギで商人として立ったうちの教授や。
I'm sorry, but every time she says that, I think of karaage, which is fried chicken.
現在、町の人たちは全員各所に設けられた避難所にいる。多くの避難所で人々は不安にうつむき、中にはその不安が別の衝動を呼び起こし、危険な暴発を招く場合もある。可能な限り被害を防ぐために尽力はしているが。
You see, this is where the witch cult failed. And this is what actually gets a lot of people in hostage situations. I've spent too much time listening to former FBI hostage negotiators, but the one thing that they use as a test to see whether or not the hostage takers are actually serious is whether or not they've taken any actions to harm people, and in their threats, have they given specific details. Like, for example, when someone's asking for a ransom or something, they'll be like, "Give me $1 million or I will kill this person," right? Chances are they're not actually serious. They haven't provided specifics, a time, a means of doing it. They haven't even set a deadline. You know, they haven't really specified. They haven't really thought about it. But if they do something along the lines of, "Give me $1 million by 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and every hour after that, I'm going to start salami slicing one of their fingers off." You know, like, that is specific. Then you're kind of going like, okay, well, there is a chance that they're being legitimate here. In the case of the witch cult here, you have a bunch of hostages everywhere spread throughout the city. Why haven't you started killing any of them? It's not like you're going to lose leverage by killing a few civilians. You're just going to panic everyone else that's trying to work around it. They should have started killing hostages a while ago. I know they're following their gospel and they're doing something according to it, so unfortunately they're not going to, but like, the lack of initiative is annoying. Bad witch cult.
ダメになった避難所もある。死人も少なからず出る。それを言いよどむは卑怯やって思わん？スタシア様。犠牲は出てる。これからも出る。
Good witch cult.
大きく救うって決めた以上、小さく削れてくのは避けられへん。一つ考え違いをしてるぜ、アナスタシアさん。大きく救うために小さい犠牲には目をつむるなんて、俺は一言も言ってねえ。
But that's exactly what you're doing.
またバカなこと言い出して。それやったら最初のお城でやったことと変わらんやん。それに、白芸の時も犠牲は出たはずや。夏樹くんも一発のピンになったのが。犠牲になった人たちには覚悟があったさ。だが、町を勝手に戦場にされた人たちにその覚悟を問うのは間違ってる。覚悟完了してる奴らは、同じ覚悟完了してる
But if that was your goal, to prevent collateral damage as much as humanly possible, why were you satisfied going forth with this outcome rather than trying to see if you can reset it prior to Reggie getting involved in it? Because you knew at that point you could potentially get, what's his name, Reinhard involved. And if you could somehow delay him killing Raph, you could have potentially eliminated one Sin Archbishop without all of these other things taking place. But you didn't even try. I mean, I get that you're saying you want to minimize casualties, but your actions time to time do the exact opposite.
騎士って生き物はカッコつけで欲張りだからな。死ぬまで視線でカッコつけるさ。エミリアを変態から救い出す。猛食を倒してレムの記憶を吐き出させる。街中を不安がらせるシリウスを叩きのめして、カペラを土下座させて、変身させた人全員元通りに戻させる。それで年を取り返して。
There's only one problem, Mr. Smiling Man. Someone like Capella, even under the threat of death, won't revert them back. She'll just laugh in your face. She enjoys the fact that you can't win. You can kill her, but you would have still lost everything up until that point. You're not actually understanding the witch cultists at all. They don't fear death.
ハッピーエンドだ。
This isn't one of your rub and tugs. He seems to completely misunderstand his enemy. Completely. They are sadistic as fuck. If it was just mass murder that they were after, they would just kill people as soon as they see them. But they don't. They make them suffer. They enjoy the process. It's the process that they do it for, not the end result of killing them. Killing is just an outcome that happens. I mean, Sirius could go around killing 10 times more people if she didn't make it theatrical. She does it because she enjoys it. Well, basically, this is a setup episode. I mean, a lot of them are, but yeah. I think he was just boosting morale. He didn't mean it literally. I know, he's boosting his own morale, but Subaru. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it was nice to see that Priscilla can actually do things. It kind of explains why she's wandering around on her own. I was thinking that her knights were actually shadowing her, and she actually had security with her at all times. She just didn't want them in sight. But it turns out that she can actually handle herself quite well. Only Capella enjoys suffering of others. The rest of the cult kill people because of their ideals, but they don't enjoy killing by default. Are you telling me Raph doesn't enjoy the process of people absolutely losing their shit before someone dies? She seemed to be enjoying it quite a bit at that clock tower. She was loving it. Ooh, Al. Rat thinks she's giving them a gift. She's psychotic, I know. She's got that typical serial killer thing, where the justification of it is something, you know? She's giving them a gift, or she's freeing the angels from their mortal bodies by carving them out or something, you know? It's one of those things. She's psychotic. It's interesting. It's interesting seeing her insanity. Wait a minute, that's a bit suspicious. What, you mean Al? Well, we've seen Subaru using one, and we've seen that effectively you can use it to call other ones. So it is entirely possible that you're able to call other ones. The real question comes down to, how does it work? Do you need to know the specific other one that you can call specifically, like a mobile number? Or can you just randomly call some of them within a vicinity, like a signal? Or does it work on like a magical frequency, so you can sort of connect to anything that's on a particular magical frequency or wavelength? That's the real question. It doesn't necessarily mean that Al is working with the witch cult. Although it would be a little bit interesting if he is, because he bailed on the fight before they went to Capella and Roy. As soon as they got there, he's like, I gotta go to my princess. But funnily enough, he's not with his princess when Subaru is. That's a bit... Where is he? What is he doing? Al is otherworldly. Knows the name of a witch. Knows gluttony is in the city and that you should not give your name. And this. I mean, boy's been around. Boy's been around. You think that knights of princess elects wouldn't have information on witch cultists? They would surely know this type of information, wouldn't they? Although it would be interesting if Al is working for the witch cult. Remember how I keep saying I would really like to see someone just simply choose the witch cult, and I'd love to hear their reasoning as to why. It adds flavor. It adds flavor. Maybe there is some method to the madness. You know? Maybe there is something there. He's a mercenary, not really a knight. For Priscilla is more like a jester. But what's the point of money if the world gets destroyed? What is it that the witch cult actually wants? That's the real question. That is the real question, ladies and gentlemen. What do they want? And precisely, what do they need with the bones of a witch? Are they able to resurrect a witch? Are they able to take some of her power that might potentially be stored in the bones and the body? If that's the case, why aren't they going for the bloody village where Echidna's bones are stored? But then again, they had that entire force field which didn't allow people to go there. But that's been taken down. But maybe they don't know that. So that's the next body for prime targeting, if that's what they're after. And I'm sure there's a couple of witches somewhere else. It'll be interesting to see what they're in for. I mean, you can see that Reggie doesn't care. Whatever the mission is, he doesn't actually care. He just wants to get married. And for whatever reason, Capella is entertaining that. He's like, alright, fine, I'll let you get married. Like, Reggie's not actually doing anything. He's just kidnapping girls. Like, he's not actually helping. He's just occupying a tower. He's not actually helping the mission at all. He's like a fourth wheel. The really sus thing is that nobody should know the names of the other witches. Only Subaru knows since the tea party with Echidna, but Al knows about Typhon's name and death. Okay, here's a question. How did someone else from the real world make it into the world of Re Zero? Who are the beings that could be capable of doing such feats? I'm willing to put my money on witches. So if Satella is able to, port Subaru into Re Zero, what's to say the other witches can't also? Everyone's automatically assuming Subaru is the MC, the main character, and the only one that matters. It would be crazy if, for example, there might be other people that matter in the world also. Just saying. Maybe some other people that got pulled into the world of Re Zero for one reason or another by some other witch. Or maybe even Satella, but she got sick of them. You know what I mean? What happens if fucking Al turns out to be, I don't know, some old guy that looks like Subaru that also had thing for elf girls. But eventually Satella was like, fuck it, I don't need this guy anymore. We know about Hoshin from episode 1. I don't even remember. And who cares? But you get my point. It's dangerous to make assumptions. Just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it isn't possible. It's not ruled out. There are possibilities. We don't know what the witch cult wants. We don't know what the witches want. We don't know what's behind the door. We don't know what Pandora wants. Fuck, we didn't even know Pandora existed till last season. There are a lot of things that could be in play that we do not know about. It's dangerous to assume. That's why I keep asking, what do they want? That's the most important thing. If we figure that out, everything else will start making sense. Why do they need that tome? Maybe their version of the tome doesn't give them the information they need. Maybe it's limited. Maybe they want to fill in the blanks with the real tome, the prototype one. Maybe that's why they want it. Maybe they want to destroy the prototype one because it potentially could ruin their plan by giving information to the enemy. Like, there's all these other things. There's so many possibilities, you know? Why does the witch factor work the way it does and makes these people work together and follow the tome? Why? Why does it work that way? Why is it that witches had the prototype tomes that they could hand out? Echidna giving one to Betty and giving one to bloody, what's his name? Roswell. She had 2 tomes which she gave out. The other witches could have potentially given out other tomes. And then why does the witch cult have these, you know, flawed ones? You know, like, what the F? You know what I mean? What the F? There's all these things up in the air that we don't know. There's a lot of question marks. That's what's really going to matter. Figuring those out. That's going to give us an indication of what's actually going on. It's not just bloody, you know, taking a city hostage. There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason they want that body. There has to be a reason they want that tome. There has to be a bloody reason. That's going to be the real thing. That's going to be the real thing. One step at a time. One step at a time. That was fun.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun sized, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.